to begin. The legend of Ishgard's founding tells that our ancestors were led to the land of Kurthus by the valiant King Thordan. In the midst of their journey, they came to a wide chasm, where they were set upon by a great worm, Nidhogg. A furious battle then ensued, with Thordan leading the van. Though the brave king was slain defending his people, his son, Haldrath, the first Azure Dragoon, fought on undaunted. And with a mighty thrust of his lance, he gouged out Nidhogg's eyes, forcing the wicked creature into retreat. Thus, did this eldritch orb become a sacred treasure of Ishgard, lending its power to every knight deemed worthy to bear the title of Azure Dragoon. Would that Haldrath had dealt the worm a killing blow. I lost my family to Nidhogg's flames, and 'twas with fury in my heart that I took up the lance. 'Twas my life's goal to slay Nidhogg. Every blow I struck in the name of vengeance. I struck in the name of 1,000 years of suffering! 'Tis true that Nidhogg greatly desired to reclaim the Eye. Nidhogg seemed unable to resist its allure and pursued me relentlessly. Indeed, it was for that very reason that I kept it with me as I roamed the land, attempting to draw him away from the city. Needless to say, oft I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. But that is no longer the case. He fixed his attention on Ishgard itself. Why did Nidhogg suddenly decide to hurl his entire army against the walls of Ishgard? Beneath every answer we unearthed, another question lay buried. Were it not for Master Alphinaud's proposal, we never would have attempted to parley with the dragons. Though our negotiations yielded little, our expedition with Lady Isard taught us much. But 'twas through that most unlikely of alliances that we came to speak with Hraesvelgr. In this instance, the journey was more important than the destination. Had we not slain Nidhogg's consort, Tiaman, and put the Great Worm on his guard, the Dravanians would have arrived at Ishgard's walls and razed Ishgard to the ground. But Nidhogg had no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it was no war at all, but vengeance, an eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister. I would see Ishgard saved, and for that, Nidhogg must die. At long last, mine would be the hand to end it. All that remained was to take them beyond the reach of man and dragon both. The Eye and its twin. But the game continued. The pieces changed.
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness. The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea. Endlessly its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor. It was the very image of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg slew my family, when no path remained save vengeance against dragonkind. Neither one of us had a choice. I had come to the conclusion that I would have to perish for Nidhogg to be stopped. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not: comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike. Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest. My hunt is at an end.
Would that I could still believe it.
Still, better safe than sorry. There ends your hateful legacy.
Yet even with all that has passed, the tale is incomplete. Come then. I, for one, am intent on continuing to the east.
I have heard enough mewling for one day.